Welcome to High School Football Game Night. Presented by Scenic Cable Network and Production. Now, here's tonight's game.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to New Brockton, Alabama. We got a good matchup tonight. We got the New Brockton Gamecocks versus the Elba Tigers, and this is a rivalry game. These schools are both pretty close to each other, so we expect a good one tonight. We got Cliff Nyman and George Willard on the call. And George, what are your thoughts on tonight's game?
I'll tell you, Cliff, it's a really good atmosphere out here. The stands are filled up. A lot of commotion going on. I think everybody's pretty excited about this game. I think it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. And, obviously Elba's number one in the state, and they're the team to beat. Everybody wants to beat them. And New Brockton's probably a pretty big underdog, but with this crowd tonight, I believe they think they can beat them. So we'll see how it goes.
I think so too, especially because they got a new coach and they've been playing real well under him. So
that's right. Both these teams are actually 3-0 and have off to a very hot start. So, like I said, I think it'll be a pretty good one tonight. So we got, looks like number 88 doing the kicking, and he's at Max Weeks. He's a junior, so he'll get it underway for us.
88 Max Weeks on the kickoff.
And here we go. Short kick out to about the 32, and number 12 pitches it back. And he'll take it around the end. And it'll be a very nice return, even still going. So he's very nice starting field position for Elba. They're across the 50, so they'll have a pretty short field to work with here to start the game.
Yeah, you're right, Cliff. He really got that ball. He took it around the outside and got a good gain with it. They're going to be starting on the other side of the 50 now.
And that was the quarterback, I'm pretty sure, that pitched that. So that's pretty interesting. So at quarterback, they'll have the coach's son.
And they've marked him out a little bit shy of the 50.
Oh, yeah, they brought it back a good way. It's probably 10 yards. So we'll start here with the coach's son, Ramsey Rigby, at quarterback. He's a returning starter on their state championship game from last year. State championship team, well, state runner-up, excuse me. I'll get it out in a second. But they like to run the ball a lot, and they'll throw it every now and then. But he's a good quarterback.
Number 33, Stephon Caldwell on the carry.
And that's number 33, Stephon Caldwell. He's also a returning starter from this state runner-up team for Elba. And they returned, I believe, 19 or 20 starters. So this is a team that's ready to go and try to get back to either it's Alabama. I think it's at Alabama this year. So they're trying to get to Tuscaloosa. And they like to run that double wing offense. And Caldwell will take it again. And he breaks a couple tackles. He's got about a 7 or 8 yard gain, and he'll get a first down, move the chains.
And like you said, Cliff, they like to run that double wing, and he's got about 6 yards on both carries right there, really moving the ball.
Yeah, they run it to perfection. They got a great coach over there. I believe he's in his 3rd year, and he's already taken them to a state championship game, so he's obviously doing something right.
First and 10 for the Tigers on the 40-yard line.
And Elba's got some pretty decent size up front. They don't have any real monsters like you would think they would, running the ball like they do, but they got really disciplined guys. And they'll get him for a loss right there. And that's number 8, Clay Kelly, on the tackle, and that's a big play for New Brockton and get him about 2nd and 14 right here. And that's what New Brockton needs to do, come out and have some good plays on defense and establish some confidence early.
Yeah, their front four really busted through the line right there, caused some penetration and got that Elba running back in the backfield.
Yeah, that was definitely a good play. They followed their assignments and played it to a T.
Tigers down on the 44-yard line, 2nd and long.
And I guess I take back what I said. Number 72 is a pretty big dude.
Yeah, that's a pretty big boy out there. Looks like he's well fed.
Yeah, he does. And excuse me, number 7 is Ramsey Rigby, not number 12. I was wrong on that. That is Grant Akridge is number 12. So they're both quarterbacks. So we'll have a timeout on the field, I believe. Did Brockton or Elba take it? I wasn't
looking. It was Elba.
So Elba takes the timeout here with 9:59 to go.
Fifth quarter going.
And we're back. It's going to be 2nd and 14 for the Elba Tigers. Still 0-0 here in a rivalry game in New Brockton, Alabama. So they'll go from the shotgun here. A little bit different look than what we've seen. Actually, a lot different look than what we've seen. And it's still running the ball, though, on a draw. And that's Caldwell. And he gets flipped, but it's after about 30 yards, and that's a big gain for Elba after a nice play by the Gamecocks. So they'll have a new set of downs to work with here at about the 24-yard line.
Yeah, Cliff, that was a nice play. They lined up in the shotgun for the first time this game, and he got it for about 15, 18 yards there.
Yeah, it was definitely nice. I believe New Brockton might have thought they were going to throw it when they were spread out like that, but they just did a little draw and caught them off guard.
That's right, caused a lot of confusion.
Good
there.
coaching. So they'll go back to the double wing look, which is what they are accustomed to. And that's Caldwell again. He's just running behind his line.
Stop by host of Gamecocks, brings up second down.
That's about, I don't know, 2 or 3 yards, maybe 3. Probably more. Well, yeah, that's 3 or 4 actually. So it'll be second and about 6 or 7.
Tell you, 33, he's getting that ball and he's really running hard. Keeps him feet moving. It's taking about 3 or 4 New Brockton players to bring him down each time.
Yeah, he's one of their guys they had from last year. They had, man, I think 5 or 6 guys that got carries for this team last year and made an impact, and he was one of them. So he's known around here to be a playmaker. And they'll go to another guy, and he's got some blockers out there.
Number 8, Don Davis Williams now brought down.
And that's
by number 11.
number 6, Blake Edwards,
Grant.
on the carry. And so we're seeing some early effectiveness from this Elba Tiger offense. They got a long drive going here. I believe this is probably their 7th or 8th play of this current drive.
3rd down and 1 to go now for the Tigers.
And it's 3rd and 1, and the quarterback pitches it off to Caldwell, and he's going around the end, and he's going to get in for the touchdown. So that'll be the first score of the night will be for the Elba Tigers. That'll make it 6-0 here with 7:48 to go in the first quarter. So they'll line up to most likely kick the extra point.
So that was a nice fake right there, Cliff.
It was. They are doing a good job with that. And it looks like they might go for 2. Which, who could blame them?
The way they've been moving it on this drive makes
they
sense.
look real good. So they will go for 2. Rigby under center. He puts a man in motion, hands it to him. He's got to turn the corner and can't. So it'll just be 6-0 Tigers, and they'll kick off to the Gamecocks when we return. It's 6-0 Elba Tigers. Kill it. And that was about a, 20-yard touchdown run there by Caldwell. And then they went for 2 and didn't get it. So here we are. They're going to kick it off to New Brockton. And then this will be New Brockton's first possession of the game.
Grant Acreage on the kickoff.
So it's 7:48 to go here in the first quarter. Grant Acreage set to kick for the Tigers. And we got number 8, Clay Kelly, back deep to kick. He's on about the 5-yard line. And they kick it deep. And there, he gets a pretty good return there. He's going to be, and a little bit of extracurricular activity out of bounds, but no flag called. So they'll have pretty good starting field position here. Be out about the, 32 or 33-yard line.
Elba needs to be careful there, Cliff. Doing those extra things on the sidelines right there is a good way to add an extra 15 yards to that play.
It is, and they'd be up to about the 50-yard line. But they usually the refs will let you have one little scrum, but you keep making a habit of it, they're going to get you.
Yeah, especially in a rivalry game like this, it's definitely going to be a little chippy out on the field.
That's right. So New Brockton, little delay here getting on the field. I don't see a play clock anywhere. Oh, yeah, we do. We got one down here in the other end zone. It's yet to start, so no danger. And they blow it going. So we've got 23 seconds to go on the game clock. 7:37 to go on the game clock. And New Brockton will run just a little fullback dive, looks like, up for about 3 or 4 yards. Pretty nice little play there.
Yeah, that's one of those plays right there where you just try to establish your ground right there on the front line and try to get a push up front.
Yeah, they just want to get the run game going, and which is, as everybody knows, the key to winning and beating a opponent you're an underdog against.
The Gamecocks on the 36-yard line.
So they'll come out in a I formation. And not much there. Big 72 right there on the tackle. He didn't have, wouldn't let much get by him.
No, he's plugging holes on the offensive side and on the defensive side. It looks like he's going to be a force to be reckoned with now.
Yeah, and that's Blaine Hudson there, number 72. I believe we'll be calling his name a few more times tonight. He looked like a pretty good player there. Pretty big, strong kid.
Third down and 4 now for the Gamecocks.
So New Brockton will make about 3 or 4 substitutions and get out here. Dalton Atkinson at quarterback, and he'll call a timeout, actually. Coach saw something he didn't care for. So the Gamecocks take a timeout with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's 6-0 Elba. And we're back. Gamecocks took a timeout, saw something they didn't like, and we got 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter, 6-0 Elba. And it'll be about 3rd and 6 for New Brockton to keep the drive alive. A little high snap. They give it to Clay Kelly, and he might have got a yard, but probably not. It looks like he just got back to the line of scrimmage, so we'll see if New Brockton's going to punt here. Elba with a very strong showing on defense right out of the chute, offense and defense. So,
yeah, New Brockton's boys, they need to get out there and block a little bit better. They got to stop that penetration on the Elba side.
Yeah, on both sides. So we'll bring number 88 in the punt. He is Max Weeks. But there'll be a heat timeout with 5:55 to go. It's 6-0 Elba. So after that heat timeout, got 5:55 left to go here in the first quarter. Got New Brockton punting. Max Weeks, number 88, back to do the punting. And Elba will have 2 men back to field. So we'll go from there. Pretty good snap. Pretty not good punt. But he gets a good roll. So it'll be down on about the 36-yard line, which is better than what I thought it was going to be.
Down to 36-yard line.
So Elba will start on their side of the field for the first time tonight. Well, actually that kick was called back a little bit, so they were just on their side of the field last time. But anyway, it'll be 1st and 10. Elba, they're already up 6-0. They cashed in on about a 50-yard field goal drive their first time out. So Rigby will be lined up. They come out in the pistol formation. They've yet to throw, and I guess that's a throw there, a little screen. And he'll get about 4 or 5 yards.
By number 38.
That's
Austin Tyler.
38, Austin Tyler on the tackle for New Brockton.
Well, that was just a play right there, kind of get their passing game going, switch it up a little bit, because all we saw was a run on the last drive.
Yeah, they don't want to jump in there throwing bombs, get the quarterback warm a little bit. That's the coach's son, so they're pretty familiar with each other. And Rigby's going to keep it and run, and he's got some space. He's got a lot of space. I don't think he's going to catch him. Chad Kelly's got the best chance. It's Clay Kelly, but he don't get him either. Rigby scores on about a 65-yard run, and that'll make it 12-0 game. Tigers with 4:49 to go in the first quarter.
And Cliff, he hit that edge right there, and it didn't look like he got touched the entire time until he went to the end zone.
No, he had some good blocks out there on the edge, and he just read him and took it all the way. He never looked back. So we'll see if they continue to try to go for 2. I imagine they will, since they didn't get the last one, or I could be thinking the wrong thing.
I look for him to go for it here, Cliff.
Yeah, it looks like it. But that was a nice play there by the Elba Tigers. It just set up perfectly. That's a little screen pass, and they are going to go for it. And they give it to Caldwell, and he goes around the end, and I can't tell if he got it or not. He did. So that'll make it 14-0 Elba with 4:49 to go in the first quarter. That's your lead. So we're back after the 65-yard touchdown run by Ramsey Rigsby, the quarterback, and it was just a nice play right there, set up around the edge, and he just read his blocks and took it all the way, and he's got pretty good speed, so nobody was able to really catch him. But we've got 4:49 to go here, and that'll bring Acreage up to do the kicking. Same people back for New Brockton. Number 8, Clay Kelly. He's got some sort of device on his leg. I don't know if you see that on his right foot. I don't know what that's for, but maybe it helps him in some shape, form, or fashion. I've never seen such, though. And that was a nice kick, so obviously it did help him. But Kelly will try to do something here, and he doesn't get very far. He'll be inside the 20-yard line, and not much going there for Kelly, as the Tigers were able to get down there in a hurry.
Yeah, they really flew down the field there, covered their lanes, and really stopped him before he could get to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, there wasn't much blocking going on, or they were trying to, but to no avail. So we'll see the New Brockton offense come back out for their second time. They're down 14-0, so it's going to be a pretty important drive here. Same quarterback for New Brockton, number 9, Dalton Atkinson. He's having a pretty good year this year. I think he's near the top of the Wiregrass in passing yards per game. And he'll give it number 7, Jahari Brown, who is actually the leading rusher in the Wiregrass, but he's not going to add to that total too much on that carry. They'll only get about 1 or 2.
As we see again, we see Elba's front four getting penetration there on the offensive line and just busting through the middle and stopping them in the backfield.
That's right. So it'll be about the 2nd and a long 8, maybe a short 9, whichever you like. And they'll go from there. Still in the I formation. And Atkinson rolls around. And he's got a guy, number 42, and he'll be met fairly quickly. That was Cameron Cook on the reception. He did a good job of just rolling out and getting open, give his quarterback an easy target, and they'll pick up. Looks about like he picked up 6 or 7 yards there, so nice play there for the New Brockton Gamecocks.
Yeah, they really needed that play. They haven't really moved the ball very well in their offensive possession, so hopefully this will get something going for their offense.
Yeah, exactly. They just got to have some sort of confidence. So it'll be 3rd and 1 here. This is big down for New Brockton. They really want to convert here. Still in the high formation. And they just handed the fullback, and man, I don't know if he got it. It's going to be close. I think he did get it. Yes, he did. So that'll be the Gamecocks' first down in the game, and that'll go a long way in building some confidence for them.
Yeah, definitely. That's a confidence builder right there. Coach is playing it safe, wanting to get the first down and give them 3 more plays on this drive.
Exactly.
First and 10 for the Gamecocks on the 24-yard line.
So they're on the 29, on their own 29, with 2:57 clock ticking to go in the game. Still in the first quarter, 14-0 Elba. And they just do a direct snap to Jahari Brown, and he goes to the outside and doesn't go very far at all. He lost about 2 yards there. And Elba just showing some real intensity on defense.
Tackle made by number 18, Juan Jordan.
So it'll be 2nd and about 11 for New Brockton. Atkinson still in at quarterback. It's been up mostly Atkinson and Brown for New Brockton this year. Those are their go-to guys, and they're both pretty good players. So, but they'll definitely be tested tonight. When they go to a spread look here, go out from the I formation, there's a penalty. I think it's going to be delay of game, which is very costly at this point if you're New Brockton. Yeah, it is delay of game.
Yeah, and like you said, Cliff, you really don't need that. Your offense finally gets a first down, and now they're going to lose 5 yards that they just gained.
Yeah, so it'll be about 2nd and 16 for the Gamecocks. And they're back around where they started the drive to begin with. So we got a minute and about 50 to go here. Elba on top. And that's going to be a false start, so that'll be another 5. And that'll make it about 2nd and 21 for New Brockton. And that's, those are bad penalties right there. You get a little confidence built, move the ball forward, and just completely lose it.
Yeah, like you said, Cliff, this is really just demoralize a drive right here.
Definitely.
2nd down and long out for the Gamecocks at about the 19-yard line.
So it'll be 2nd and a ways. They go with the spread look. He gets rid of it quick and right through the hands of number 10, D.T. Adams. And I think he might have heard footsteps on that one because the guy wasn't far away.
Yeah, the ball was a little high, but that's still, as a receiver, hit you in the hands, you got to come down with it.
Exactly. So it'll be 3rd and, I believe, 21 here for the Gamecocks in front of their home crowd. Big crowd here tonight, too. Feels like a playoff atmosphere here.
Oh, you said it, Cliff.
So, New Brockton remains in the spread look. Atkinson in the shotgun with Brown behind him, and he'll drop back, give it to Brown quick, and he doesn't have much to look at.
Number 7, Zahari Brown.
I think he's about 9 yards short of the first down. And
the New Brockton fans are a little upset that he got called back there. They're hoping he stayed in bounds so he can maybe pick up that first down.
Yeah, I don't think he did, though. So it'll be 4th and 9, and they'll probably have to punt. And hopefully they figured out something on defense that can at least slow up Elba because they've had 2 quick scores here in the first quarter. So we'll have number 88, Max Weeks, back to do the punting. Still 2 men back for Elba. Ooh, and that was very close to being blocked. Number 6 fields it, and he's got a head of steam. And he's going in a big block right there on the edge, and he's going to score. I think they called a block in the back there. I never saw anybody even signal for a touchdown. Well, they called a touchdown, but it's also the block in the back here is going to negate that, so they'll have the ball around the 50-yard line, I do believe.
New Brockton dodged a bullet right there.
They did.
Yeah, we're going to have a block in the back, so this is going to be coming back.
Illegal block on the Tigers.
So that'll be 15 yards from the 35. No, excuse me, only 10. So they'll have it on the 44. New Brockton's 44, so they'll still have pretty good field position.
And that's one problem New Brockton's having right now is they've been giving Elba great field position to start all their drives on.
They have. They've had a few bad punts, and they had pretty poor coverage right there on that punt. So they just got to make a few adjustments and try to get back in this ball game. So with a minute to go in the first quarter, it's 14-0. And it's been all Elba so far on defense and offense, fairly dominating. So we'll see Rigby under center here as they go to that double wing look that they tend to fancy. And they hand it to Caldwell around the end. He's going to fight for a few extra yards. He'll get about 8 or 9 on that one, which is a good carry.
Yeah, he almost picked the first down up there.
Yeah. So it'll be 2nd, and I believe that's fair to say inches.
2nd down and 1 to go.
The announcer's saying 1, but I'm sticking with inches. Inside 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Clock rolling. And they get around the edge. That's number 3, and he's got some blocks. And he gets up for the first down. I believe that's about a 10 or 15-yard carry. And that's number 3, Trevante Stinson. We'll bring up a first down for the Elba Tigers. 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Clock is stopped now, but it'll soon be rolling. And I'm not sure if they're going to try to run a play here or not, or just let it. I think they're just going to let it run out. Yeah, they are. But a nice quarter here so far for the Elba Tigers as they're up 14-0 as we end the first quarter here in New Brockton, Alabama. And we're back here in New Brockton, Alabama, and Elba's jumped out pretty heavy here. It's 14-0 at the start of the second quarter, and it's been all Elba, safe to say, so far. So we'll see if New Brockton can dial some up here on defense and get a spark of energy or get a turnover or something. That's what they really need, is a turnover. Rigby hands it off to Caldwell again, and he ain't big, but he's pretty strong. He'll get about. It looks about like 3 or 4.
Tackle made by number 60.
Yeah, 33's done a good job of running downhill this game. He's really been tough to bring down so far.
He has. You've seen a lot of the other guys try to take it out on the edge and make guys miss. Not him. He's right up behind that offensive line. He knows where the money is. So it'll be about 2nd and 6. And I'll hand it to the wingback, number 6, and he's going around the edge. And I believe he's going to have enough for the first down. And that's number 6, Blake Edwards.
First down, Tigers.
And that's a lot of what we've seen tonight from Elba. A lot of those wingback pitches, and they'll go out and get in the spread and run a little quarterback draw or a halfback draw, but other than that, they've been pretty true to that double wing. And I don't see why they'd want to stop now, because it's been working. So they'll have it on about the 9-yard line going in. And that's a good play there for New Brockton. They might have let him get 1, but he didn't get much more than that, so that's a positive.
Second down and goal.
So it'll remain 2nd and goal. And I would say if New Brockton can hold them to a field goal right here, that would be a huge win. Although I don't know how much faith Elba has in their field goal kicker, because they haven't attempted an extra point yet. So
yeah. And the way they've been moving the ball, too, they might be pretty confident here inside the red zone to go for it.
That's also very true. I believe I'd be confident. So here we go again. 2nd and goal. And another nice stop there for the New Brockton Gamecocks.
Third down to go.
So it's going to be about 3rd and looks like 4 to score. So that's a good job by the New Brockton defense to at least give themselves a chance here to force a 4th down.
Yeah, 2 plays like that in a row, hitting that kid that's been getting 4 yards on each play, they'll build some confidence for your front 4.
Exactly, and make him not want to get hit anymore.
That's right.
So a big play here for the New Brockton Gamecocks. 3rd and goal. Rigby puts a man in motion, hands it off, and there's a flag way over there, and he didn't get it to begin with, so it's going to be 4th down, but there's also a flag, so that could be holding. It looks like it's in the area of holding, but we're going to find out. Holding on the offense. So it'll be, it's interesting. You could decline it and have a 4th down, or accept it and make it like 3rd and 11.
I think we're going to see New Brockton accept this punt.
They did accept it.
Here.
They did accept it. And I feel them.
Yeah, it's probably a good move.
Yeah, it is. So it's going to be 3rd and goal and about 12 yards to the end zone. And we'll see Elba spread it out here.
They're coming out here. They're coming out here.
And a bad snap. Rigby corrals it, looks to throw, still running, play still alive, shakes a tackle. Oh, man, and he finds a guy way across there, and he didn't get it. So he really gets right about, after all that, they really only got back to about the line of scrimmage, as exciting as all that was. So it'll be fourth. They really gained a yard, so it'll be fourth and true goal. But it's going to be a timeout, Elba.
Timeout, Elba.
So we're back, and a big play here for the New Brockton Gamecocks. They've done a good job of forcing a fourth down here for the Elba Tigers, who have been just rolling offensively. So they'll see Elba's going to go for it. So huge play for New Brockton right here. Rigby back in the shotgun. We'll see two wide receivers out to the right, one to the left, one running back in the backfield. And it's a double reverse. And he did not get it. Wow. Big play for the New Brockton Gamecocks right there to get a 4 and out when it was first and goal. Very good job.
Yeah, that's a momentum swing right there for New Brockton. A bad snap for Elba kind of bailed New Brockton out, but their front four held strong, and now they're going to be taking over.
That's right, that's right. So we'll see if New Brockton can ride this wave of momentum and put some points on the board, because that's what they really need to do after that opportunity they created for themselves. And a very nice job to answer the bell and win the situation. So we'll see Tanner Atkinson march on the field with his offense. And New Brockton's got a pretty good size offensive line. For a 2A team, that's, you see a couple guys, 2 or 3 guys flirting with 300 pounds, which is pretty good for this level. So they got Brown back there, and man, he don't get much. 3 Tigers there on the stop. So they're definitely keying on Brown, and rightfully so, because he's their go-to guy.
Yeah, I think Elba's game plan in here is to see who the 2 playmakers are for New Brockton and just shut them down.
Yeah, just, they can stop the run. That's what New Brockton's done well all year, is run the ball. If I feel like they can stop that, they can try to make New Brockton beat them throwing the ball, which they feel confident they probably can. But what do I know? I'm just a commentator.
That's right.
So Atkinson with Brown back in the pistol formation with his heels on the end zone. And he just keeps it. Oh, man. Whoa, and we got a guy flying over, but that was
Antonio Hill.
And that was number 45, Antonio Hill, on the tackle. And a nice tackle it was. He spotted the ball carrier and got to him in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, that looked like a botched play right there, and it looked like the quarterback might be able to make something out of it, but 45 closed on the ball real fast and made sure he wasn't able to get anything.
So it'll be 3rd and about 6 for New Brockton to get a first down. Backed up deep in their own territory on about the 9-yard line, their own 9-yard line.
3rd down at 6 to go now for the Gamecocks.
And some sort of stoppage. Could be a timeout. It's going to be a timeout by New Brockton. So, with 7:41 to go in the second quarter, it's 14-0 Elba. So we're back after the New Brockton Gamecocks take a timeout. They're backed up on their own 9, so I'm sure they really wanted to think about it. It's 14-0 Elba with 7:41 to go in the first half. New Brockton made a really nice stop on 4th down with Elba having 4th and goal, so they're happy to still be 14-0. And he's going to be close to having that. I don't think he's going to have it, though. No, it's going to be 3rd and
number 6, Maurice Turner.
Very short, and that was number 6, Maurice Turner, on the catch. I believe that's, it is a first down, so that'll be a nice play for the Gamecocks to get a first down right there on 3rd and somewhat long.
Yeah, we're starting to see they're having a little bit of success with that screen play to the outside, so they're getting about 5 or 6 yards each time they do that, so maybe we see them continuing some success with it.
Yeah, and all they're trying to do with that screen is get the defense to loosen up a little bit so they can run it with Brown, which is what they want to do to win the game. So it's all relative. So Brown in the Wildcat formation has a guy coming across him, and that just never looked good from the beginning. It was a jailbreak.
Number 70, Isaiah Kiles.
And that was number 70, Isaiah Kiles, on the tackle. And he got back there in a hurry. This defensive line for Elba has been extremely active. So it'll be second and about, looks like 13 for New Brockton. And one thing they've had trouble with tonight is they get a good play on offense and they end up back behind the chains. And that's no way to live. So Atkinson's by himself. Man, and he's got no time whatsoever to think about what he wants to do.
Yeah, he just threw the ball away there to get away from all that pressure.
Yeah, and it was a good play, too,
Definitely.
because he was running across his own goal line.
Yeah, that's right. Better to throw it out of bounds and take 2 points.
Or 7.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So it'll be same deal, third and about 13. And New Brockton, we've seen them run a lot of substitutions in and out, and they have a lot of players for a 2A team. It looks like they got maybe 50 or 60 players, which is a good roster for a small school. So Atkinson will keep it, and he's got some room, a lot of room, and I believe he got it, which is a huge play for New Brockton there on third and very long. 6:21 to go in the second quarter, and New Brockton is showing some life on offense, had a good time. Still haven't seen much out of Jahari Brown, the Wiregrass's leading rusher, but Atkinson has made a couple plays and kept them alive. So they'll break the huddle. They're in that I formation, which we've seen them in. That could have been a false start. I don't know. It was just a quick fullback dive thing. Get about 2 or 3 yards, and that's going to be our inside 6-minute official heat timeout. So with 5:55 to go in the half, it's 14 Elba, New Brockton nothing. So we're just inside of 6 minutes here in the first half, and we saw New Brockton start out a little sluggish, but they've kind of grown into themselves here and maybe established somewhat of an identity and slowed the game down a little bit, and they're trying to get on the board. And Brown is trying to go, but 59 was negotiating 2 people at the same time and would not let him go. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, and he
That's a strong youngin'.
Yeah, and he looked like he might get something going there. Had a couple blockers in front of him, but he looked like he ran into one of them, and that kind of caused him to slow up a little bit.
Yeah, and that was Marcus Young on the tackle, and that was a nice play by him, man.
Yes,
he
it
was getting blocked and making the tackle at the same time. So it'll be third and pretty long, which they converted one of these last time. So the odds aren't with them. But they'll give it a go no matter what. And they hand it off to big 42, and he is big.
Number 42, Detrell Sisk on the carry. Excuse me, Cameron Cook.
And that's Cameron Cook. He's a sophomore. That's a big sophomore. So
Brings up 4th down now.
they're going to punt it, which is, I guess, the right thing to do. You saw your defense have a pulse there. So, punt it. See if you can get out of your own backyard for
once. You saw something promising there, though, also, with that big running back. He got 5 or 6 yards there, so maybe something to see later on down the game.
Yeah. And New Brockton and Elba is looking like they want to bring a lot of people, and they do. Ooh, wow, that's the best punt I've ever seen, being that close to being blocked. And they're going to say he fair caught it.
Number 8, Dontavius Williams.
So this will be Elba's worst starting field position of the night on their own 29-yard line. And New Brockton did a good job right there. I mean, they were virtually 3 yards away from this being 21-0. Now you get a chance to at least reverse the field 71 yards the other way. So we'll see Rigby, the junior. He's got like 700 passing yards on 28 attempts this year.
Wow. That's a pretty impressive.
They don't throw it much when they do, by God. It's going down the field.
It sounds like it.
And a good sell job by Rigby on the draw. Man, you don't like to see guys meet like that. You know, they both had their head down. I mean, geez, guys, that ain't how you're supposed to play football. But regardless of what I say, he gets 9 yards on the carry. That's Caldwell. But, man, you see those two guys going in both helmet to helmet. That's just no good.
I think a little bit of it was the defensive back was a little scared when he saw that running back coming at him.
He's a strong guy. We've seen him lay some licks tonight. So Rigby remains in the pistol. And win a nice stop right there for number 22 for the Gamecocks, Wyatt Grice. That's the first time we've called his name out tonight. He's a sophomore linebacker. And nice play there to make it about 3rd and 5 or 4 or 5. Very nice play.
We see for the first time in this game New Brockton get through that offensive line and penetrate the backfield and stop them in the backfield.
That's right. They've been able to make a couple good plays.
This is going to be a big down right here, though. If they can stop them here, this might turn some momentum for their offense.
I agree 100%. So, 3rd and 5, 2:55 to go on the clock. And they run a screen, and the ball's on the ground. Rigby still got it, and he's got some. Can he still throw it? That's pretty interesting. And there is a flag. There's a flag, but I don't know if it's what we think it is. No, it is going to be for that. It is going to be for throwing the ball forward over the line of scrimmage while he was over the line of scrimmage.
I was going to say, it looked like that was a forward lateral because he had already made a throw to begin with.
Well, he handed the ball off or threw it or whatever, and the guy fumbled it, and he picked it up was running around and threw it again. And I feel like once you've handed it off, that's all you can do. You can't go forward with it again. So it's going to be the right call. Now, if it had been a backwards pass, no harm, no foul. You can throw it backwards as many times as you want.
That's right.
No matter where you are. But he was, I think, past the line of scrimmage. So this will come way back.
Or I think the person he might have lateraled to was in front of him. I think it's going to be a forward lateral.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be more.
These New Brockton fans are on their toes right now, hoping that it is a forward lateral.
Yeah, this is a huge call right here because that was a weird, wild play there. So we'll see what he says. So that's a legal forward pass against Rigby. And you know what? I'm pretty sure that's a loss of down.
I think you're right, Cliff.
Usually on those quarterback penalties like that, it's a loss of down. But the guy over there ain't changed it. So until he changes it, I'm a little suspect about that. So that's looks like 5. I don't know what's going on. All right, there we go. He's marking it off.
And New Brockton's trying to get the referee's attention to tell him that it should be 4th down here.
Yeah. They're saying it should be. Yeah, and it is going to be 4th down. We see the referee clenching his fist. And he goes behind his head like that. That means loss of down. So, refs got together, made the right call. Credit to them. And a big credit to that New Brockton defense of forcing that fumble over here. I mean, you know, they gave up all that nonsense over there on the other side of the field, but what do? That's just a busted play.
That's right.
They did a good job right here of making a play and forcing that fumble, which is what they need to do. Now what they need to do is get some points.
Exactly.
And maybe they can shake some up here with their 2-minute drill. It's 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the game, so it'll be time for that to hurry it up a little.
And give them some momentum going into halftime.
That's right. If it can be 14-7 at half, then that would be huge. And that's going to be delay a game. And it'll give the punt returner a practice catch.
And if you're Elba, you got to be really upset here. That's just adding another 5 yards to your punt.
That's right.
Just backing yourself up even further.
So it'll be 4th and 16, looks like, here for, it's more 4th and 15. But who cares? They're punting. So New Brockton has a guy back on about the 45-yard line, their own 45-yard line. Kelly. Well, and it's blocked partially. Oh, and they call roughing the kicker right there. And I don't know how you could because he got a piece of the ball. How do you call roughing the kicker right there when you get a piece of the ball? But he sure enough called it.
He sure did. I think the referees are going to get together and talk about this, though.
They're going to have to because there's 3 flags on the field. I believe that's the most I've ever seen. We're going to be a minute here. I don't know what they're.
Yeah.
And, you know, they sent guys and they blocked the punt. I mean, he hit the ball. There's no way that could be roughing the kicker because he got the ball.
That's right. It's just like pass interference. If the ball gets tipped at the line of scrimmage, you can't.
No, there's no pass interference. Right. Exactly. So it's. I think there's penalties for both teams here. I don't know exactly what all happened. I was looking at the kick, and there's 2 more flags back over here, and I didn't see anything illegal over there. But he's about to tell us what's happening. New Brockton fans and coaches, personal foul, roughing the kicker against New Brockton, and that's the wrong call. Personal foul, another personal foul against Elba, offsetting. Okay, so they got it right. It's still 4th down. It's still 4th and 15. But Elba, the referees blew that call right there.
Definitely.
That was a blown call because there's no roughing the punter when you've made contact with the ball. That is a blown call. So, with that being said, Elba will punt it again. And New Brockton, they made a really nice play, too, by blocking that punt. I mean, that was going to end up being I don't know, he might have punted a first down.
And if I'm New Brockton's coach here, I'm having my boys go after that punt again as hard as they can.
Oh, yeah, you got to.
Regardless if they just got that penalty, because I think that was a fluke call. I think the referees missed that.
Well, that was a blown call.
Yeah.
That was completely the wrong call. But you see that sometimes in sports. That's a human element, and that's part of it.
That's right.
Except for in college and baseball and pro. Because they have – well, you can't instant replay that at all. So that's still just human element.
Yep.
And the refs are talking again. Fourth down. And it's alive. So 1:56 with the clock rolling. Play clock at 20. They send people again and don't touch them that time. And a much nicer punt. Kelly fields it. Ooh, oh, and there's going to be a block in the back. So that's going to be a block in the back. So that'll push them back to probably, I'd say, around the 30 or 28-yard line or something like that. So after all that, after that blown call, you get back on your own 20 when you should have been probably on their 40.
Yeah, that would have given New Brockton their best field position of the night, and they could have really, really used that because of being down 14-0 almost at halftime.
Yeah, it was a big call that went not the way they wanted it to. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Elba. I mean, New Brockton, excuse me, on their own 25. Atkinson takes a snap. He's got some blocks. He's got a big hole. He could go. Oh! And a touchdown-saving tackle right there. And that was number 6, Blake Edwards, on the tackle. And he's down in pain, but he did a good thing because he saved this thing being a one-possession game. It's going to be injury timeout because he's still down. So with an injured player on the field, 1:25 to go in the half, it's 14-0 Elba. So with 1:25 left to go in the half, it's 14-0 Elba, but Dalton Atkinson with looked like to be about a, I don't know, 40 to 30-yard run there, right up the middle. Had some good blocks. And that's by far their biggest offensive play of the night. So 1st and 10. And they're having some substitution stuff going on. 14 seconds to go on the play clock, so clock is running, excuse me. Ooh. He's up the middle again. Tough run there for about 5 yards, so he's getting positive yardage there. Taking some tough hits, though. They're hitting him hard, boy.
But New Brockton, they've really found their spark here on offense with Atkinson running the ball.
They have, and right inside a minute of play, 53.4 seconds to go in the half. New Brockton will take a timeout, down 14-0. So we're back with Elba and New Brockton. And New Brockton across the 50-yard line trying to put something together here and make this a one-possession game. They've done a good job of keeping it a two-possession game here going into halftime. In 14-0. Atkinson drops back, and he looks pretty deep. He's got a man, but it's just outside of his grasp, and that would have been the big one, Elizabeth.
Yes, it would have been. He was wide open, and he has some green in front of him.
So it'll be 3rd and 5 with 48 seconds to go. And the good news for New Brockton is that stops the clock, but the bad news is he'd have still been running. So Atkinson looking pretty good after that first quarter. Pretty nice runs. Look composed right there, making a throw. And they'll be in, I'm sure, 4-down territory. This will be where they want to go for it. So they got 2 downs to get where they need to go. Ooh, heads up. And he's got space. And that's number 6, Maurice Turner, up for the first down. 39 seconds to go in the half. New Brockton fans wanting the clock to be stopped, and they finally get it stopped. So New Brockton on the 32-yard line.
First and 10 Gamecocks.
Their biggest drive of the night, and they spike it quick with 34 seconds to go. So it'll be 2nd and 10. With 34 seconds in the half, 14-0 Elba. And New Brockton showing some life. I thought they were down and out, but they have come back and have done some things on both sides of the ball to make me think that they can compete here.
Yeah, I think their defense has kind of lit a spark under the entire team. Them stopping Elba there in the red zone has really just lit a fire under them.
You're exactly right. That was really the turning point in this game to where Elba and where New Brockton really started to compete. So Atkinson, the lone man, he just got to get rid of a little slip screen and big number 42, and he's taking the guy with him, but he won't go much further than that. And New Brockton wants to get on the ball quick. He spike it here. It brings up 4th down, so it's kind of a weird situation. Atkinson, the lone man back. He's going to have to throw it deep. Ooh. Face mask. Ooh.
Oh, we got a late.
Oh, man, look at that. And we've got a little bit of a. And welcome back to New Brockton, Alabama for the second half of this rivalry game between the New Brockton Gamecocks and the Elba Tigers. This is Cliff Nyman and George Willard back from halftime, and Elba, it was really the first half was all Elba in the first quarter, and then New Brockton came out and made a big play on defense and then kind of established himself a little bit, but came just short of punching it in and making it a one-possession game right at halftime. So it's been a pretty close game. George, what are your thoughts on that first half?
Yeah, I'll tell you, New Brockton came out slow, but they started it real quick in the second half, almost scored there. They would have liked to got it in right before halftime, but let's see what they can do here in the second half.
So he'll just fall on it after the kick. Not a bad kick, but not a great one either. So he'll have it on about the 35-yard line.
That's good starting field position here for New Brockton.
And a pretty major development for New Brockton. We had a fight, or two teams going at each other, fighting and stuff, and there were some ejections, and the starting quarterback for New Brockton was ejected, Dalton Atkinson. So they're without him. So number 4, Tanner Oakes, will be in to do the quarterbacking.
And this should be interesting to see, Cliff, because Dalton was really getting something going there in the second half and moving the ball good for New Brockton. So let's see what this new kid can do for him.
Yeah, Dalton had probably been their leading rusher. And that's Jahari Brown. He's going to be stood up for no gain, and kind of a late, I think he just fell down. I don't know. So it'll be second and about 12 or 13 for New Brockton. And yet again, they've had a hard time with staying in front of the chains. They keep getting penalties and getting tackled for loss, and it's been a big problem for them tonight. So it'll be second down, and Tanner Oaks in at quarterback. He's also a wide receiver, but he delivered a pretty good pass on the last play of the second half. So we'll see if he can keep it up in the shotgun. He just keeps it, and he's gobbled up for another loss of 3 or 4. And there was too many guys to name there on the tackle by Elba. They really come out on defense and looked pretty good.
Yeah, it was just bum rush to show right there.
That's all it was.
No blocking or anything. Those guys just got into the backfield and stopped him.
So New Brockton here with third and probably, 17. And they'll be in the pistol formation. Brown behind Oaks. And it's going to be another false start. Yet again, New Brockton having a hard time staying in front of the chains. I'm sure it'll be a false start.
Yeah, these little things right here in a big game like this are what kills you.
Absolutely.
False start in the Gamecock.
And it looks like Elba lost a few players in the ejection too. We got a newcomer here, number 44 at cornerback.
Yep.
He looks like a pretty young guy. So
yeah, I think he's out there replacing number 3, Cliff.
Yeah, I think he is too. So that's something good. That's Nicholas Johnson. He's a 158-pound junior. So maybe that'll be somebody that New Brockton can throw at. False start again.
Slide down.
So it'll be about, third and
27 or 28.
Something like that. Very bad. New Brockton just continuing to shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Not how you wanted to come out in the second half if you got the ball and you want to try to take advantage of a moment. So Oaks is still in. They got to take a timeout, I think. Yeah, they're taking a timeout. Jahari Brown will call it. So it's third and 30 for New Brockton when we come back from this timeout. Elba up 14-0. So after the timeout, it's third and, looks like 30 for at least 25 for New Brockton. They just had 3 quick pre-snap penalties back to back to back, and it buried them. So they're going to, I don't know what they're going to try to do here. They run a little screen to Jahari Brown, try to get him going. He just can't.
Let's go, Andrew.
Didn't have enough room there. Guy kind of missed the block, so it'll be fourth and a very long way, and I'll be impressed if he can punt a first down.
I'll tell you, Elba's been tackling great all game. That's something that they've been really honing in on. They haven't missed any tackles and really been stopping guys the first time they've been hit.
Well, Elba's a great football team. They, finished second in state last year. They're number 1 in the state right now, so. And that's definitely a characteristic of a great football team is solid tackling, and that's something they definitely do.
Definitely.
They don't miss tackles, really.
No, they don't.
So it'll be Max Weeks back to punt, and it's a high snap, and he blocked the mess out of it, and that'll be easy 7. And that's number 45 on the block. He's not listed, but still very nice play there by the Elba defense.
Yeah, and if you're New Brockton, that's the last thing you needed right there.
Well, you get pent up back in your own end zone after those penalties, and that's what happens. The bad stuff happens when you're back in your own end zone.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
It looked like a slow developing play, too, also.
It did. They'd actually been pretty close to having them blocked all game.
Yep.
So it's 20-0 right here, and they've been going for 2 all night, so I don't see why they change thus far. 9:13 to go in the third quarter. Yeah, they're going to go for it. Double wing formation, Rigsby under center. He gets everybody down. And they pitch it around. That's number 33. And he gets in, follows his blocker. So it's going to be 22-0, 9:13 to go in the third quarter, all Elba. So we're back with 9:13 to go in the third after a block punt led to a touchdown by the Elba Tigers, and a very nice play by them. They had been close with it all game, and they finally cashed in. So they'll kick it off here. And New Brockton with a little bit different look. Kelly is no longer back. They got 3 people back. And the ball falls off the tee. Big crowd here tonight. This is definitely a playoff type atmosphere. It's exciting when there's a big crowd like this. And Brown fields it with one hand. He's coming around the corner. He's actually got a few blocks. And he really doesn't follow him, kind of takes the inside lane and nothing much happens. But he gets pretty good up to about the 34. So we'll see the New Brockton offense come out with backup quarterback Tanner Oakes. And they really, poor showing last time by them, and hopefully they'll be able to do something a little more this time.
Yeah, especially being down 22-0 here. Their offense really can't afford to not score here on this drive.
No, they can't.
First and 10 now for the Gamecocks on the 34-yard line.
So New Brockton comes out in the I formation, as they have most of the night. And they do that quick fullback handoff they've been doing, and man, they get a good push on it. And he's still up. He's still up. He's still up. And he finally goes down, and after about a 20-yard run, and there's some extra stuff going on in there, and they might add 15 more to it. It's either going to be 15 more added to it or 15 took back, because that's a personal foul.
I really think it's going to be on Elba here.
I think it is too. But we're going to see.
I didn't really see too many black jerseys downfield. He seemed to be the only one.
Blocking the back, as a matter of fact, so we were wrong.
And I don't know about that one, Cliff. That flag is really, really far away from any blockers that were around that
running
running
back. To me,
back.
it was just late.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, it's on the back end of the play after he's, what had happened was, I'm sure while he was trying to break those tackles, which the first down still counts, which is good, just not as long as the run, but while he was trying to break those tackles, there's somebody up there just trying to push an Elba player off the ball and probably just push him in the back.
I think you're right.
Which is illegal. But still a big play for New Brockton, because that was going to be a 3 or 4 yard run. That's a big sophomore there, number 42.
Yeah, he's really looked good tonight when they've done that fullback dive.
Yeah, and he had a nice catch earlier too. And number 20, Darius Griffin carries the ball for no gain. As a matter of fact, it's probably a loss. It is a loss of 3 or 4.
And we see 72 there again.
Yeah, he's been a constant for them all night. He's a big kid. He's probably 6'3", 310. That's good size.
Oh, yeah, and he's just manhandling his way through the line.
He's strong. Elba's always got a bunch of strong kids. So it's 2nd and 13 for New Brockton. 8:02 to go in the game. Clock running inside 8 minutes as I speak. 2nd and they're saying 12 on the scoreboard. And they give it to 42 again, and they ain't having it that time. They got strong and pushed him back. They weren't going to let him break free.
Yeah, that was one of those fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me kind of plays.
Yeah. So it's 3rd and basically 10. And they do a bunch of substituting. They even substitute offensive linemen, which you really don't see much. Usually you got offensive line, you stick with them. But he's the coach, and he's got in mind what he wants to do. So Oakes here in the pistol. Jahari Brown, he's flush from the pocket. And he's going to be lucky just to throw this one away, and it's picked by the replacement, number 44, the cornerback.
It's intercepted by number 44, Nicholas Johnson.
Yeah, that's Nicholas Johnson on the interception. A big play for him. He's subbing for a guy that was ejected in the first half, and he comes out and makes a big play.
Definitely, because he has some big shoes to fill. Number 3 was all over the field in the first half making tackles behind the line, and now he comes out here and makes an interception. Really, really nice to see.
So it'll be Elba ball on Elba's 41-yard line. Pretty good field position for them. 22-0 just inside 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. And this could be the point where Elba pulls away and doesn't really look back, because they have been on the brink of doing that for most of the night.
Definitely.
But New Brockton's been strong enough not to let them do it. But it's getting
late in the game.
It is. It's getting down to that time. He's just a little too fast for him.
Makes a nice
Ooh,
cut
and
inside.
man.
Oh, man, you got a lot of room here.
Tackle made by number 6, Maurice Turner, first down, Tigers.
And that's Maurice Turner on the run. Excuse me, Blake Edwards.
We've seen those sweeps a couple times throughout this game, and they've had some success with those.
Yeah, they got a lot of speed in those running backs, and they're not afraid to use it out there on the edge. And those guys are able to make plays and break tackles, and it's been very effective for them.
Yeah, and we see Big 72 out there making holes for number 6, so he can have plenty of running lanes.
He's a big guy. So it'll be 1st and 10. Elba right inside their 30-yard line on about the 27 going in. And New Brockton doing a poor job of tackling.
Brought down by number 11, Grant Griffin.
Grant Griffin, number 11 on the tackle. And that's 33.
Flag down the play.
Stephon Caldwell on the run, and we've called his name a lot, but there is a flag on the play. And it looks like it's in the area where holding usually is, although it was on the backside of the play, which you normally don't see. I think it was some sort of personal foul. I'm not sure, but it's against Elba nonetheless, so we'll see how far it is. He's marching it off right now. That's a 15-yarder. So it'll be 1st and 25 for Elba. A big penalty right there.
Yes.
Personal foul on Elba. So 1st and a long ways.
As dominant as Elba's been tonight, they've really made some poor choices out there and get some bad penalties when they've had some good field position.
Yeah, I think they're letting their emotions get the best of them here a few times. You know, this is a rivalry game, and you'll see some of that. But, you know, if you're a championship team like they are, you just got to be a little cooler than that. Know you've been in bigger moments than that.
Tackle made by host of Gamecock.
And they never really get him down, but they do enough to where it make them blow the whistle. So it's still 2nd and a long ways, probably 25.
And 33's been running hard all game.
He has.
All game.
And one thing we haven't seen is Rigby go deep yet, which I've been waiting on, but they haven't needed to.
Yeah, really.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And this is the inside 6-minute official heat timeout. So with 5:39 to go in the third quarter, it's Elba 22, New Brockton nothing. So after that heat timeout, Elba will have it on the 40-yard line going in, and still they got a long way to go for a first down. They got to make it to inside the 20 to about the, looks like the 16-yard line. So it's 2nd and 24. Rigby calls the timeout. And he was upset with something he saw.
Timeout, Elba.
So after that timeout, we'll take another timeout. 22-0, Elba. So after that quick timeout by Elba, Ramsey Rigby saw something he didn't like, so he called it quick. It's going to be 2nd and still 24 for the Tigers. Had a personal foul penalty knock him back, so they are where they are. He does a pump fake, and here's what I've been waiting for, the long ball. And he's got him beat, man. Oh, and he drops it. Wow.
Brings up 30 long for Tigers.
And I know he's hating that because that was a perfect ball. Wow.
That was a great throw.
He don't throw it much. When he does, he makes it count. So it'll be 3rd and way long, and I guess we might see that again, maybe to the other side or something. This would be a big stop for New Brockton. Like I said before, this could have been the point where Elba turns around and never looks back, but if New Brockton can get him off the field, then that'll not happen. That's a false start.
Here, Elba again. Another stupid penalty.
So it'll be 3rd and 30.
With a deep throw like we just saw, they might be able to get this 30-yarder.
Yeah, I mean, that was on the receiver because it was right in his breadbasket the hard way. So it's 3rd and 30 here, so they're going to need a deep one like that to get a first down. 5:14 to go in the game. In the quarter, not the game. And Rigby's got a little time. He's flushed, man. He's still evading defenders. He's trying to wind up the throw and just gets hit out of bounds, but not late, just kind of falls out of bounds by being hit. So it's going to be 4th, and he got like 10 yards right there probably. So it's a pretty good scramble, but it's not a good scramble when you need 30 yards to get a first down.
No, you're right. And his offensive line just didn't really give him any time there to get back there and come set and throw the ball.
And New Brockton did a good job of making sure everybody was covered. It's a good job by them. And they're going to go for it, looks like, I guess. I don't know, unless Rigby does the punting, which I wouldn't be surprised.
I guess when you're a state championship caliber team, you don't really rely too much on special teams.
No, not when you're like them. So it's 4th in a while. Kind of a high snap, and I think it's going to be, I'm not sure what that was. I don't see a flag on the field.
Yeah.
No, there is a flag.
Might be another false start.
Man, it looks like that's usually what that is.
Yeah.
There's some type of illegal formation or shift or dead ball. False start on the offense, so that'll back them up even more. We've seen quite a few penalties here from Elba in the last drive. And I'm sure Coach Rigby's not too excited about that. And they're going to change their mind. I guess they don't like 4th and 20 as much as they like, or they don't like 4th and 25 as much as they like 4th and 20. So they're going to punt.
Yeah. I guess they feel they can get 20 yards, but not 25.
That's what it looks like to me. High snap, he handles it. And they're not even really, after that call they had earlier, man, that's a nice punt. Wow. Touchback. So New Brockton will get it on the 20. And still, very good job by the Elba punter for getting it down there and giving his coverage team a chance to down it down there. They just kind of mishandled it on the goal line.
Yeah, it was actually a really nice punt there. I thought they were going to pin him pretty deep there inside their own territory, but they let the ball roll into the end zone, and touchback is the call.
So it's 22-0. Elba, New Brockton's got a chance to come out and make this thing 22-6 or 22-7, which would be a big deal for them. Now formation. Ooh, there was a fumble there. And Elba's got it. And wow, big miscue for the New Brockton offense. They had done a pretty good job of not turning it over this game. They had one interception, but other than that, they had been turnover pretty good with it, but they turn it over there and give Elba pretty good field position.
Yeah, definitely not what you want there, being down 22-0, and that could relate to the fact that they got their backup quarterback in there, and he might just be a little nervous in there and not used to taking snaps under center.
That is also very true. That is a new quarterback, but it's a timeout. I missed who it was, but with 3:51 to go in New Brockton, it's Elba 22, New Brockton nothing. So we're back here, and Elba's got really good field position after a quick fumble by New Brockton's offense. We'll see Rigby still in at quarterback, same backfield. And he breaks the tackle inside the 5-yard line. That's a nice run there by number 33, Stephon Caldwell. And he's been probably their leading rusher for the night. He's gotten most of the carries, but sprinkled in with a few more here and there.
Yeah, he's really been torching the New Brockton team. He's been tough to bring down and just keeps them legs pumping and running downhill the whole time.
Yeah, he's working hard. So 3:30 to go in the third quarter. They give it back to Caldwell, and he's in easily. And that'll be
Number 33.
that'll make it 28-0 pending the two-point conversion, which I'm sure they'll opt to do, unless they just want to get some work in. So Rigby will come out, which tells me they're probably going to try to go for 2 points. Elba with a nice crowd over there. Well, you know, we're really only, 10 miles from Elba, so they didn't have far to come.
Yeah, right in their back door.
So I knew it'd probably be a packed house tonight. And Rigby keeps it. And he's not going to make it. Doesn't look like, unless he does some maneuvering. He gets creamed over there on the far sideline, and he does not get it, so that'll make it 28-0 Elba with 3:21 to go in the third quarter. So with 3:21 to go here in the third quarter, Elba's going to kick after a touchdown run by Stephon Caldwell. Made it 28-0. And number 12, Grant Akridge, will line up to kick. He's wearing that device on his right foot. I think it's just something to keep his foot, at a, I don't want to say 90-degree angle, but that's what I'm saying,
Yeah, I think it's
keep it stiff.
Looks like it's pulling his toes up or something.
Pulling it even, but it flies off when he kicks it. See, it just flew off. And he kicks that in the end zone, so, in high school you're not allowed to return it no matter what. So it'll be brought out to the 20-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for New Brockton. And they got a tough hill to climb, but much stranger things have happened. And Elba's defense has done a really fine job tonight. I don't know if they let up 100 total yards, but it's got to be pretty close.
Yeah, they've really established their will on defense tonight.
They have.
Limiting the New Brockton offense.
Well, the key to this whole thing is limiting Jahari Brown. He's been the heart and soul of this New Brockton offense. And they've been able to limit him to, I don't think he's had 20 or 30 yards.
I agree. He hasn't really been a factor.
He's been quiet. He's a Wiregrass's leading rusher. Oh, boy.
Flag down.
And Caldwell on the tackle. They got a new quarterback in from New Brockton, number 27. He's not even listed. So we'll just say number 27.
And this might be New Brockton's coach just wanting to get a young guy in there and getting him some work against a good football team.
Well, he's going to get a good football team, and he's going to get some work. It might be hard work, but it's going to be work.
Yeah, he definitely took a lick there on that last play. So.
He did. And I don't know why they had him out, but I see number 4, Oaks, the second quarterback they went to, walking over on the field with his helmet on and a coach talking to him. So they may be getting ready to bring him back in and take this guy out. Took a pretty rough shot there. Kind of slammed his head down, so maybe he's not seeing stars out there.
Yeah, and again, we see Caldwell making a play on the defensive side. Called his name a lot on the offensive side, but making a nice tackle there in the backfield.
And he's shown that he can do it all. And they just hand it off to Big 42 up the middle, and he's still going, boy, wow. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage area.
Cameron Cook on the carry.
Maybe a little across it. But, man, he's been a tough runner tonight.
Yeah, and if I'm New Brockton, I'm just going to keep giving him the ball. He's really been the only one in the second half to get anything going.
Yeah, they're just not getting it from Jahari Brown, and that's probably got a lot to do with the defense Elba's running. They decided, hey, we're going to shut Brown down. We're not worrying about anything else. They're just going to have to beat us doing other things, and that's exactly what they've made them do.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And New Brockton's got a big offensive line, but the boys for Elba, they're pretty big themselves, and they've really been establishing their will down there.
They're disciplined, too. This looks like a rugby scrum.
We see 42 again.
So they will actually have 3rd and manageable, which is a good job because they were way out of it.
Brings up a Gamecock 3rd and 2.
Number 27 still in at quarterback. He's getting the play. And he'll go under center, running that I formation. And they just crowded it, the line of scrimmage there. Elba did at the last minute, and I don't think he got it.
No, they were expecting them. They were just trying to get the first down, and they put 8 in the box and really just stopped him.
Yeah. So it's like 4th and 1. And I think you pretty much got to go for it. I think if you open up the Bear Bryant book of coaching, it's going to say to go for it right here.
I think you're right, being down 28-0 almost with third quarter being over with.
And they try to go for a hard count, which I like. I always like that. And then call a timeout. So New Brockton takes a timeout with 1:03 to go in the third quarter, and they're down 28-0.
4th down and 1 for the Gamecocks.
So it's 4th and 1 for New Brockton, and they'll come out and probably go for it. And they got a new quarterback in, number 27. Haven't had a confirmation on his name, but we just know him as 27. And I suspect they're going to give that fullback, and I think he got it. He did get it.
Oh, yeah.
He's a tough runner. I mean, he's going to be a valuable weapon for them for years to come. He's only a sophomore, so that'll be a big thing for them. And Jahari Brown's only a senior too, so those are two big players you got coming back next year.
If your license plate number is 23BF298.
So New Brockton will get a first down there and take back over. It's 1st and 10 with 46 seconds to go in the third quarter. Clock winding down, 14 seconds to go on the play clock. He goes under center. And they give it to Brown. And, you know, he had a hole on the left side. It just, I think he's just missing holes, and I don't know what his deal is. He looks out of his element.
Yeah, he got stopped early in the first half, and I don't think he ever really got a rhythm going this game. And you could see right there, he kind of missed that hole and took it to the opposite side and was stuck for a no gain.
Yeah, just kind of not his best there. But both these teams, obviously, Elba, number 1 in the state, one everybody wants to beat, will make the playoffs. But New Brockton, they'll probably have a good chance to make the playoffs too. This region, I think it's kind of top heavy, so you got Elba and New Brockton and then 2 more teams. So I think both these teams will have a chance to make the playoffs for sure. But that's the end of the third quarter with New Brockton down 28-0.
Would now like to announce.
So we're back here in New Brockton, Alabama, with 12 minutes to go in the game, start of the fourth quarter. All Elba so far tonight. New Brockton's shown some flashes of competitiveness, but overall it's just been Elba's ball game.
Yeah, Elba's just been really, really consistent tonight. New Brockton haven't been able to get much going either.
No. And they'll just do the same thing they've done. Really the only thing they've had moderate success doing, and that's run it with number 42, Cameron Cook. And he's a big guy, big sophomore, so he'll be back next year and the following year.
3rd and 8 now for the Gamecocks.
So it'll be 3rd and 8. Clock rolling, 11:30 to go in the fourth quarter.
And I think if you're New Brockton here, you're just trying to score a touchdown so you don't get shut out in your home field.
Yeah, that's part of it. And Brown, still nothing going. Elba has made it their business to make sure he don't get nothing.
I think they've been watching their film this week, Cliff, on that kid.
It looks like they have. They've got it planned up for him. So it's going to be 4th and about 8. And I think they're substituting a bunch of people. They're just going to punt it. Bring out old Max Weeks. He's had a couple good punts and he's had a couple bad punts, but, you know, that's life. You take the good with the bad.
That's right. You know, he had that block here a little while ago, and that's really been his worst play of the night. But let's see if he can get this ball off quick so he doesn't get blocked again.
And he does. And that's probably his best punt of the night, I'd have to say.
Definitely.
So a good punt there by Max Weeks, and Elba will have it inside their own 30 for one of the few times tonight. It'll be 1st and 10 from the, looks like about the 27 or the 28.
I was going to say, Cliff, I think this might be the worst field position for Elba tonight.
It's either got to be the worst or being close to tied for worst. But a good punt there by Mr. Weeks nonetheless.
Definitely.
And New Brockton last year had a player sign with Troy. He was a quarterback / wide receiver. It was Peyton Carter, and he was a very big part of their team. And I think they made it to the playoffs last year, and he was by far their best player. And it's obvious they're missing him at quarterback right now. I think that's probably had a lot to do with a lot of their success last year. But they're 3-0, and looks like unless something miraculous happens here, they'll be 3-1. And they got something good to build on this year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they came out here in the first half. They really played Elba strong, so that's going to show a little bit of hope for New Brockton going into the meat of their schedule coming up. So,
yeah, chances are they won't play a team like Elba for a while. Maybe it might be years, because this Elba team is, they made a run to the state championship last year, came up just short, but I believe they're returning 19 to 20 starters. So, this is one of those teams where the town waits for this group of kids to grow and see what they can do. These kids have been playing together for years and years. But there's Stephon Caldwell breaking off another big run, and man, he's been a force tonight. He's got to be around 150 yards probably, I'd guess.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And he's not a big guy, but he can really move, and he's pretty strong too. And they haven't had to rely on the pass game too much. Really, they've only thrown the ball downfield once. And to Rigby's credit, it was a perfect throw, just dropped. And they'll call him back about the 49-yard line.
1st and 10 now for the Tigers.
Still about a 28-yard run, though.
Yeah, still a very nice run by Caldwell. Clock inside 10 minutes to go in the game. And, man, those guys are just fast. There's a prize probably coming back, but, man, you can just see the speed for this Elba team. I mean, they got speed going in every direction. But there is a flag back on about the 47-yard line, and that's probably a good indicator that these two groups of teams will be coming back. And we'll try it again.
Here we see that sweep play again, Cliff, even though it might be getting called back here. It's caused a lot of success for the Elba team.
Oh, man, they've been on it all night. It's a hold, so, yeah, it'll be a hold on Elba. So it'll be 1st and 20, back on their own 40. So, tough penalty if you're not up 28-0.
Yeah, really.
But they are, so they're not as mad as they probably would have been. And Elba fans are booing. Up 28-0, but booing. But hey,
some teams, they just want to always keep.
They want to be up 35-0.
That's right.
So I actually think that's going to be from the spot. So it's only going to be like 1st and 15. Elba done a stellar job of running the ball tonight. I mean, they've ran it every which way you could possibly run it. They've run it out of the shotgun, run it out of the double wing, run it left, run it right, run it up the middle, run it with the quarterback. I mean, they've really been done a variety of things on the ground.
Yeah, very effective.
And Caldwell gets it. And he's so strong for such a little guy.
Tackle made by number 11, Grant Griffin. 1st down, Tigers.
And it'll be a 1st down. 8:52 to go as the clock stops for them to reset the chains. And they'll have it on the 38-yard line of New Brockton.
Ladies and gentlemen, could I have your attention? If you drive a Cadillac with the license plate number of R01537 with a retired firefighter tag on the back, if you could please move.
So Elba will take it here. Rigby hands it off. No, he doesn't. He pitches it. Ooh, man, he's got some burners too.
Yes, he does.
And I believe that's number 6 over there.
Tigers goes out of bounds.
Blake Edwards, he's been a name we've called a few times tonight. It's been Edwards and Caldwell most of the night. And a Rigby run sprinkled in there along the way as well. Haven't seen many fullback dives out of Elba. I don't think they've went to that, but maybe a couple times, if that.
They haven't really had to, Cliff. I think that's one reason why they haven't been doing it.
They must have seen.
When your two running backs are running the way they are, you just want to keep handing them the ball.
They must have seen something in film on the perimeter this week that they liked, and that's what they wanted to test was the perimeter.
Yeah, and they've really been able to contain the edge off the line, too.
Mm-hmm. So Rigby will be in the shotgun here. 8:32 to go in the game. He drops back, looks, and just pitches it to Caldwell. Ooh. And number
12, Wyatt Moore.
And that's number 12, Wyatt Moore, with probably the hardest we've seen Caldwell get hit all night. He's a little guy and not get squared up much.
Brings them second down now.
But they met, and he got hit hard. So that'll be 2nd and 8. Clock inside 8 minutes. 28-0 Elba. 4th quarter. 13 seconds to go on the play clock. They're just letting it go on down. Rigby puts a guy in motion. And it's just, if it ain't one guy, it's another, you know. And there's Edwards again with a touchdown. He's just got great speed. I mean, both those guys are probably 4.5 in the 40, him and Caldwell, and that's really something to have two guys like that in the same backfield in 2A football.
Yeah, really. Once those guys hit the edge, I mean, it's virtually impossible for those New Brockton guys to catch them. They've really just been outrunning them on the sidelines.
They have, and that'll make it 35-0 here in the 4th quarter in New Brockton with 7:32 to go in the game. And I imagine, I don't know if they're still going to go over 2, but they might.
I was about to say, this might rub some people the wrong way, but it looks like Elba's going to come out here for 2 again.
Ruffle some feathers in New Brockton. And they ain't worried about feathers because they're going for it.
They're not.
Caldwell takes it. He could walk in.
Oh, yeah. Untouched.
So with 7:32 to go in the 4th quarter, it'll be Elba 37, New Brockton nothing. So with 7:32 to go here in the 4th quarter, it's all Elba this game so far. They're up 36-0. Should be 37, I think, but that's none of my business. That'll bring on Acreage to kick. He's done a pretty good job kicking tonight. I don't think he's kicked one out of bounds. And I don't think he's given up a kick return for a touchdown. So if you can not do both those things as a kicker, I think you had a pretty good day.
Yeah, I'd say so. He's had a couple touchbacks, too, so that's been pretty good for them.
And he's wearing that device on his leg that we haven't figured out.
Whatever it is, though, it seems to be working.
Yeah, he's got it going on. And the other kicker that was doing it too. So that's an Elba, Alabama thing. And so, yeah, that's, Brown bobbles the catch. Oh, man. Just hadn't had a good vision tonight, it seemed like. Had a hard time following his blocks. I don't know what it is, but tough night for Jahari Brown, the Wiregrass's leading rusher.
Yeah, and he's fielded a couple kick returns that he just looks kind of slow whenever he's accelerating. He's not really getting up to full speed, I don't think, and that's really causing him not to really get anywhere.
Yeah, well, that's how it is sometimes. At 7:24 here in the remaining in the game. And we'll see what New Brockton wants to come out here and do. They'll hang with number 27 at quarterback. We don't have a name on him, but he's done a good job of handing the ball off. Substitution infraction, or would-be infraction. Well, they're letting them do what they're going to do instead of penalizing them.
Yeah, I was going to say 36-0. I think they're going to let that one go, especially because he got right on the field.
They let him make it right. Oh, man, and number 10 is really confused. And Brown has got some room for the first time tonight. And that is by far his biggest run of the night. And I'm sure that's got to feel good for him, even though the game's well in hand.
Yeah, definitely.
To know that you're still got it a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. At least he can maybe build some confidence here and take it into next week and, play a little bit better than he has tonight.
But that'll keep the clock rolling. Well, now it's rolling. 7:10 on the clock in the fourth quarter. And they're towing cars left and right up here. They're calling them out every minute. We heard a Cadillac just got towed, and if it ain't safe to park your car in New Brockton, I'll tell you that.
A lot of people here, people having to park illegally.
People jumping up and grabbing their keys.
That's right.
So I think Elba thinks that they fumbled. But the clock continues to roll.
Yeah, I saw the referee signal second down there.
So it's going to be second and about 6 for the Elba Tigers. New Brockton Gamecocks. .6:16 to go. New Brockton really not in any hurry to try to make any noise. They're just kind of trying to get back in the locker room. Elba getting to the football just like they have all night. Like I said earlier, that's a characteristic of a great football team. A team that can get to the football and wrap up and tackle, and they have definitely been able to do that.
Yeah, even though they're up 36-0, you see the Elba Tigers aren't slacking off at all. Their pursuit's still there, and they're hitting guys in the backfield. They don't care. They're just playing to the whistle.
So that'll be a heat timeout by the officials. Inside 6 minutes to go. It's 36-0 Elba. So we're back after that heat timeout by the officials. 36-0 Elba. New Brockton got a third and pretty long here. And number 20's got it, and he kind of surprised himself, I think, by having some room to run. And before he could decide what he wanted to do, he's gobbled up. So that'll bring up fourth down. And we'll see number 88, Max Weeks, come out and give it all he's got. Had a nice punt last time.
I'll tell you, there's 44 again out there making a play. He came in off the bench here in the second half. He had an interception earlier in the third quarter, now making a nice tackle out there on the edge. Really, really coming out and stepping up for Elba.
And that's number 44, Nicholas Johnson. And you're right, he has filled in nicely for the player that was ejected in the first half for the fight we just had. So, Max Weeks. Play clock getting low, 2-1. And I think they got a timeout off.
Yeah, I think so too.
Timeout, Gamecock.
So New Brockton takes a timeout with 4:55 to go. It's 36-0 Elba. So after that timeout, New Brockton's going to bring Max Weeks to do some punting. Elba with 2 men back to field it. Elba had a blocked punt earlier for a touchdown that kind of put the game out of reach.
Yeah, that kind of took.
Ooh, and this is going to be bad. Did a pretty good job of getting rid of it, actually, and not letting something totally terrible happen.
Yeah,
but
that was a good heads-up play there after a bad snap.
It was. So Elba will take over, and I think we're going to see some second stringers for them. Yeah, I don't recognize any of those people, so I'll assume they're backups.
Yeah, I think Elba's coach just wanted to get some guys in here, get them some reps, and get them ready for the next week in case he's got to use them.
Get them ready for next year.
Oh, yeah, really. I imagine most of those guys are probably going to be back next year.
I believe that's number 17 in at quarterback. We don't have a number 17 on here. So he'll be known as number 17.
Oh, we got a long run here.
Oh, and he's gone, man.
He is.
I was looking down at the roster. That's number 2, Devorian Wilkerson.
I'll tell you, Cliff, he really just took that handoff right there, got through the hole, busted through 2 tackles, and was just hit the second level and was gone.
Hey, I thought he was wrapped up and tackled, but no, he scored a touchdown. So that makes it 42-0 Elba, and they have really pulled away here. And ain't like they're running up the score because that was a running play. It's just can't stop it. I mean,
with their backups too.
They're tough. But here we'll see him probably go for 2 again, which could ruffle some feathers.
Yeah, probably.
But they ain't worried about it. And they'll hand it back to number 14.
I think
he gets in,
yep.
So that makes it 44-0 with 4:31. And New Brockton will kick the ball.
In the ball game, we have
I think what we're seeing with Elba going for 2 after every score is that coach is just wanting to get some work in. You know, later on down the season, once you get to the playoffs and stuff, you never know when you might have to go for 2. So you want to be confident that your team can get 2 points right there.
Yeah, you know, I honestly don't think they have a proven kicker. I mean, we've seen them be in, you know, somewhat field goal range and have 4th downs and not even try to kick it.
That's right.
And we haven't seen them try to kick extra points, so that just tells me they're just not interested in kicking at all. So, hey, if they did it at the beginning of the game and they're doing it now, to me it doesn't look like they're trying to run the score up, but hey.
No, when it boils down to it, you still got to stop guys on defense.
That's right.
You know, they aren't throwing the ball, they are running it.
They've only thrown it like twice this game,
right,
so that's another good point you can make for them not running up, not trying to run the score. They're keeping it on the ground. But at any rate, it'll be Elba out to kick. We'll see if the kicker's got the device on his leg. And he does.
He does.
That's Ackridge. And he's done a good job with it. I think he's got 1 touchback, and that last one was deep. And still, even though this is 44-0, a lot of people here.
Yeah. I think a lot of folks are sitting around hoping to see New Brockton score a touchdown here.
Yeah, they could be. And that has some velocity to it. And they pitch it back again, and number 20's got it. And he, swallowed up back on the 10-yard line, and that was a commanding tackle.
Yeah, and that first pitch, I could see them doing that, but that second one really slowed that play down and just really stifled that return.
Yeah, they were trying to make something shake, and we did a little bit too much, took a little bit too much time and let them get down there.
Yeah, against a good football team like this, even though those might be backups out there, they're going to be disciplined and not let those guys not get fooled by that kind of play.
So it'll be 1st and 10 on their own 12 with 4:18 to go in this game, and it's 44-0 Elba, so there's really not a whole lot New Brockton can do at this point except for try to not get anybody hurt and see if they can work on some stuff for next week. And one thing I've been happy to see is we had the incident late in the first half earlier, and we haven't seen anything else.
That's right.
So that's been good. The refs have done a good job of keeping it in check, not letting anything else break out, and so I've been proud of both teams for keeping their emotions in check for the second half.
And I'm sure there was a few coaches that got into some, were pretty upset with players and let their frustrations be known about it, especially New Brockton. They losing a key, their starting quarterback, losing key players like that. Elba losing a key player on defense. No coach wants to see that kind of stuff happen.
So the clock inside of 4 minutes now. It'll be about 3:45, 12, 11, 10 to go on the play clock. Still just in that I formation. Number 27 hands off to 20, and he breaks the tackle. And so
carry made by number 20, Darius Griffin.
That'll make it about, that's first down. So New Brockton with a first down. Clock continues to run. 3:26 to go.
1st and 10 now for the Gamecocks.
And they're in no hurry. They're just ready to get out of this.
I think we're going to see a fullback dive here.
Pretty close. Woo!
Ooh, nice little stiff arm
Yeah,
there.
hit him with it.
Oh, here we go.
And this is number 20 we're seeing here, Darius Griffin. He's giving him a few nice runs here late in the game.
First down, Gamecocks.
Hey, you never know who you got until you put him in the game and see what they can do. And he's a good-looking guy. He doesn't look like he's small or anything. Just good-looking running back.
Yeah.
Gives him another option instead of Brown and big 42, Cameron Cook. But this New Brockton team's pretty young, so this isn't like this is a team with 37 seniors on it. They got a chance to maybe build on this.
And they got a new head coach too. So
that's right. Looks like they want to try to work out of the I formation. That's what they're building towards. Power run game.
Tackle made by number 9, Tanner Hudson.
And that was number 20 again, Griffin on the run. And kind of tired on that play. I don't know, it didn't seem the same burst we saw at him on the last one, but he still picks up about 5 yards.
Yeah, he looked like he had a little bit more room out there to get a few more yards, but like you said, it looked like he was tired and just didn't hit the edge with the same amount of speed as he did on the play before.
That's what I saw too, but 2 minutes to go here in the fourth, and this ain't the NFL, so there's no 2-minute warning.
Play clock inside 10 seconds.
And they just go that fullback dive, which has been probably their best play for them. I don't think they've lost yards on it.
No, I'd say they probably average about 4 or 5 yards each time they've ran it.
Yeah, that's a good thing for them.
Third down and about 2 to go now for the Gamecocks.
Clock ticking down close to a minute. New Brockton waiting for their play, really just not in a hurry at all, just ready to get the game over with. Elba, all backups in, which I think New Brockton's got mostly backups in too. Save for number 42, and he puts it on the ground. That'll be Elba ball, in which they'll come out and take a knee.
Yeah, New Brockton with no timeouts here. That's probably going to do it for the New Brockton Gamecocks.
Yeah, that'll be all she wrote.
Recovered by the Tiger.
So we'll see them come out and take a knee, and if they don't take a knee, we'll know they're trying to run the score
That's
up.
right. That's right. They will probably
they come back here
feathers then.
If they throw in deep, we'll know they're trying to run it up.
That's right.
There's bad blood somewhere.
Yep.
But I don't think it's like that, and I think we'll see them just clock it here. Which they're in the formation they usually run out of.
Yeah, that's right.
And they do not take a knee. So right inside a minute to go in the game, and they're going to have to run like 2 or 3 more plays, and that'll do it for the game. Fans starting to file out. Elba fans, though, have hung in there, not left.
And they've been just as loud as the home team's fans, too.
And now they'll take a knee. So a good first half here, and it would just, Elba came out and played their game and scored 30 points in the second half and didn't give up one the whole game.
Yeah, they really came out quick in the first quarter, but New Brockton was really holding them close there in the second quarter. We were thinking that they might make it a closer game, but Elba just after the second half or after the first half just came out and really just kept their foot on the gas pedal and never slowed up.
Yeah, this is a rivalry game, and we had the little skirmish there in the first half, but a good job by both teams. See, they don't even let them shake hands here after the game because of that.
Yeah, that's right.
But we had a good time here tonight. So the final score from New Brockton, Alabama, is going to be Elba 44, New Brockton nothing. On behalf of Cliff Nyman and George Willard, we thank you for tuning in and hope you'll join us next Friday.
You've been watching High School Football Game Night, presented by Scenic Cable Network and Productions. Join us again next time.